Eric Aroka is an author, award-winning speaker, master storyteller, and corporate trainer. And he said that I could say this. He is the man who puts panic in Hispanic. Please welcome Eric Aroka.
Thanks, Jesse. By the raise of hand, how many of you set New Year's resolutions this year? Raise them really high. Wow, okay, it's a pretty good number. How many of you are still working on those? Raise your hand. Okay, I'm not alone. How many of you have already quit? You've given up? Yeah. I kind of quit trying to lose weight. What do you do? Not everything in our lives is perfect. It's impossible. It can't be. But have you ever thought or found yourself not accomplishing things? Like there's that project that you were really excited about, but you're no longer excited about it? How about when you started that job and you loved it the first 8 hours and you're no longer excited? There's a surefire way to ignite your life, even when the fire is out. And it's by living 3 simple principles. The first one is passion. A few years ago when I was living in Orem, our garbage truck driver, his name was Tao. Tao was from Samoa. Tao was about 6'3", a little shorter than Julie. What he lacked in height, he had in, girth. He was a gigantic man. He was so big that he literally filled up the cab of his truck. But he had a smile that went from ear to ear. He was contagious in a good way. You see, Tao knew every single kid's name in the neighborhood, knew them all by their first names. In fact, when he came around our neighborhood every Monday, he would roll his windows down in the summer. He would wave that gigantic arm, that huge paw out the window, call everybody by their first name, and all the kids running after the truck, right? Doing this. Remember what this is? Yeah. Get him to honk the horn. So sure enough, he would wait until he had 10 or 12 kids running after him, and he would make their day. Kids just loved it. They would run even harder and faster to catch up, as he went around the block. Tao had passion. I remember it was about December 28th, waiting for the garbage man to come by, waiting for Tao. This is after Christmas, so you know what happens to our waste baskets? They're overfilling, right, with boxes and wrapping paper and all that good stuff. Well, mine weren't any different. I had both of the cans out there ready to go, and then I had next to them a whole bunch of boxes that were piled up. And I thought, I'm going to wait for Tao to drive over. As soon as he gets there, I will go out. As soon as he finishes emptying one of them, I will take all the empty boxes, load them into the empty bin, and then he can continue the process. So here he comes around the corner. I make a mad dash out there, and it's cold. He picks up the first bin, dumps it into the back of the truck. I'm thinking, okay, I'm ready. He picks up the second bin, dumps it in the back of the truck. And I thought, okay. I said, hey, Tao, wait 1 second. Before I had an opportunity to bend down to pick up the boxes, Tao had already gotten out of the cab, made it around to where I was standing, looked at me with that infectious smile, grabbed me by the arm, which kind of made me a little afraid, because he has a gigantic paw. And he said, "Sir, please let me do the job I love." Would you do that? Think about your mundane activities from day to day. Now, I will tell you, it's really hard to have passion about everything. So what are you passionate about? Let's hear something. What are you guys passionate about?
Painting.
What?
Painting.
Paging?
Painting.
Painting. I was going to say, what's paging? I don't know. That was like popular in 1982, I think. Okay. Painting. Excellent. What else?
Dancing.
Dancing.
Swimming.
Swimming.
Cheerleading.
I heard Zumba. Cheerleading. Awesome. Guess what? I absolutely love bass fishing. When I'm talking about passion, thank you very much. When I'm talking about passion, I'm not talking about things that you like to do. When you're passionate about something, I'm talking about that one thing that if I had the power to take it away from you, you would have to go on Prozac the next day. That's what I'm talking about when I say passion. Bass fishing is that for me. Love to bass fish with my brothers, whoever. A few years ago, my daughter Celeste was into bass fishing. She loved it. I don't think she was passionate about it, but I think she liked hanging out with me, and we would jam and rock out, on our way to the lake, and it was fun. I remember one day we were on kayaks, and I just said, you know what, you fish this little section over here. I'm going to paddle way over here, and I'll paddle back eventually, so don't worry. Just have fun and catch some fish. I was like, okay, great. I'm out there fishing, having a great time. When all of a sudden I hear what you never want to hear. Dad, help! I'm like, was that Celeste? Nah, it wasn't. Keep fishing. Dad, help me! That had to have been the wind. Yeah, had to have been. Keep fishing. Dad! Dad! Help me! That time was unmistakable. I heard my daughter yell for help. I thought she said, "I'm sinking," after that. So I put the rods down in the kayak and started paddling for my life. I mean, I've never paddled so fast before. As I come around the bend and I see her, I see that she's still sitting in her kayak. I am sweating. I am like a mess. I'm breathing heavy, I get there and I go, "Oh my gosh, what's the matter? Are you okay? I heard you yelling for help." She goes, "Yeah, look, I caught a 4-pound bass." It was awesome. Are you passionate? Do you have passion in your life? LinkedIn did a study. They asked 8,000 professionals, are you doing the job that you love? Are you working in your dream job right now? Only 8% said that they were doing the job that they had dreamed of as kids. You know these people, right? You know people that have given up. You know the people that aren't working in their dream job, because when Sunday night rolls along, what do they say? Yeah, oh crap. That weekend went way too fast. Oh man, I got to go to work tomorrow. That's not having passion. Be passionate. Find that thing in your life that gives your life meaning, that you get up in the morning and you're excited about and you go out and you tackle it. It doesn't matter what obstacle there is. You're going to go out and you're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy it. Second thing that you need to do is to have purpose. It has often been said that when you discover the why, when you discover your why, that it brings purpose, it brings meaning into your life. Now you know why you're doing what you love to do. I found myself at Pike Market. Anybody been to Pike Market in Seattle? It's fantastic, right? It's a cool place. I mean, you come around the bend and there is this gigantic wall that is really disgusting to look at because it's called a gum wall. Yeah. I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, not too bad, but even I found the courage to grab my gum and stick it on that wall. It is disgusting. It is so gross that they actually cleaned it off last year. They had to spray it off because it's so gross. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to tell you. Pike Market, I come walking around this bend, around this corner. They have all these fish markets. Now, I love all things fishing. When I was a little kid growing up in Chile, I would go to the fish market with my mom. And inevitably, they had these little penguins. And I would always get lost at the fish market because I didn't want to follow my mom around. That's no fun. I wanted to go hang out with the penguins and see what they were doing and see how they would steal fish from all the different stands. Well, at Pike Market, there are no penguins, unfortunately. But I still have fun walking around. But as I'm coming around the bend, I see that there is a group of people, and they're shouting, and they're clapping, and laughing, and just having a great time. So I'm all about that. I'm make a mad dash over there. What's going on? People are throwing fish at each other. I'm not talking about no stupid 10-inch trout. I'm talking 20-pound salmon. Right? How cool is that? I found it to be so cool. I got in line, and I'm talking to one of the guys, and I'm like, hey, man, listen, I'm from out of town. I'm from Utah. I'm just here visiting, here on business. I don't want to catch a salmon because I don't want to get sprayed with fish guts or fish slime, or I don't want to stink like fish. I go, but I want to throw one of those things. So he takes me back to the booth, and he goes, all right, this is what you got to do. This is how you throw them. You just go to get here going like this, and then just let it go. Someone will be on the other end. That's not your problem. It's their problem to catch the fish. I'm like, I'm all about that, dude. Let's go. So I get behind the booth. I grab my 20-pound salmon, and I'm sitting here going, ready? 1, 2, psych. Toss it on 4. I tossed that salmon at this lady from Iowa. She's obviously never played catch in her life because this salmon was coming in the air, was just coming at her and hit her right in the face. Now, if you know me at all, I actually cheered. I was like, yeah! Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He told me to throw it. I just didn't. I'm so sorry. See, when I talk to these guys, and they're throwing fish for a living, as much as I love fishing, I could never, in my entire life, sell fish for a living. Couldn't do it. But these guys found a way to have passion doing their job. They do it differently than every other fish stand there. They're the only fish stand that throws fish. So I asked this guy that gave me the instructions, I'm like, so why do you work here, dude? He goes, man, because I love the fish market. I grew up here. It's part of Seattle. It's part of our core. It's like who we are. And he said, you know what? I work here because I have fun when I come to work. I don't think of it as work. I think of it as a great place to come, teach people how to throw fish and hit ladies in the face. So what is your purpose? Have you discovered your purpose yet? The National Institute on Aging conducted a study They followed 6,000 patients for 15 years. It's a long study. In this study, they discovered that those participants who could answer questions or make statements like, some people live an average life, but I'm not one of them. They found that those people had a decrease in death by 15%. Not really sure how they figured that out. Wasn't in the study. Okay? But the amazing factor here is it didn't matter what these people's ages were. They could have been 20-year-olds, 40-year-olds, or 60-year-olds. When people discovered their purpose, they were happy. They had passion. Number 3 is perseverance. The old adage says when the going gets tough, the tough get going. That adage is deeply, deeply rooted in perseverance. Think about it. How many times have you started something? There's that one project or that one job that you thought coming in was going to be awesome. You were going to blow the roof off the place. It was going to be the game changer, only to lose passion, to not have any purpose when you went to work every day or when you went to pick up that project to finish it up. You quit. It was just simply boring. How many times have you done that? I can tell you I've done it. I'm guilty. I am so guilty. But when you have perseverance, you're going to have that single-mindedness, that tough-mindedness that it takes to finish it, to actually go and do it. I love my father. He's the greatest man I've ever known. He would get so ticked off at me when I was a teenager. Number one, because I was really hard to live with. But I'm just going to tell you right now, I didn't put panic in Hispanic. That was my dad. It just rubbed off, okay? But don't worry, it's not contagious, unless you're Hispanic. So if you are, duck. We would be working on his car. He had a 1972 Chevelle, which that car actually got me into a lot of trouble as a teenager because it was really, really fast. I remember being at that stoplight and having those cute guys, with their little Supras, like Fast and the Furious cars. Wing, wing, wing. And I'd step on my gas. My whole entire front of the car would go vroom, vroom, like that. I could beat them off the line and stay in front forever. Because American muscle cars are awesome. But my dad tuned up that car every single weekend. It's one of the reasons why it ran so perfectly. He would say, hey, do this, give me this. Hey, take out the carburetor, take it apart, put it back together, and then install it. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'd rather watch paint chips dry. You know what I mean? Not my thing. I would say, all right, I'll try. He would get mad, and he would say, don't try, do it. Think about that. How many times do we just say, well, I tried, and it didn't work. I tried to get a job, but nobody wants to hire me. I tried to get straight A's, but the teachers just don't like me. I tried. When we use the word try, it's an escape. It's an outlet. It's our excuse because we can always come back and say, I tried. Instead of trying, just do it. No excuses. We can live our lives full of excuses, or we can live a glorious life because we're out there. We're putting ourselves out there. We're living our life outside the box. We're trying new things. Things that are freaking scary. but you can do it. My hope tonight is really simple. I hope that you can find it within you, right now, this very moment, that you will leave tonight, that you will go out there in the scary world and live the life that you have imagined with passion, with purpose, and perseverance. Thank you so much.